Okay, so today, all I want to do is actually just go over those problems that I gave you for the other day and wrap up any loose ends that you have before the test on Monday. And then I want to talk about the test right now so that if you decide you need to leave here before we get done with class or you don't have any problems with any of the problems that I assigned, then you're free to go and enjoy your weekend at that point. Okay? The quiz will be online. It'll be in Blackboard. Did we do one of those in here yet?
No.
Okay. So you'll just have to go to Blackboard and look for quizzes, tests, if you will. They call them tests as opposed to a quiz. And it will be timed. Okay, you'll have an hour and a half. I'll make it an hour. Actually, yeah, probably an hour and a half. That's the regular class time. It will be fill in the blanks. Okay, what I will expect you to do is put your answer, your final answer for the problem in that blank space. Then, like we talked Wednesday, I think it was, I will expect you to still show all your work, but you'll have to just write that out on a piece of paper. And if you can scan it, fine, scan it and send it to me as a PDF file. But if you can't, then I will need pictures of that. I think probably everybody can do the picture thing with their phone, I hope. If not, then I guess you'll need to drop it in my mailbox. Some way or another, I need to see your work. Your answers, as they show up on the test, it will automatically grade them, right? It's going to be set up so that it will have to be exact. There's no way in this world everybody's going to put exactly the same number I'm going to put in there. Expect it to be graded as wrong, unless you get really lucky, okay? Don't panic, okay? Do not panic on that when you see that it's wrong. Please, it may not be wrong at all. More than likely it won't be. Or if it is wrong, it'll be wrong to a certain degree, won't it? I think you figured that out throughout this semester that you'll get points here and there for that. And then we even make adjustments after I graded if I screwed it up. Okay? So keep that in mind when you're working on the problems and when you're putting them in for your answer. That more than likely it's going to say it's wrong, but don't panic on that, please. If you have any trouble, then you need to get me an email right away. Okay, and we'll see what we can do about that. There shouldn't be any problems, but it's nothing is foolproof, is it? So I will probably put that up. I may put it up Sunday evening, okay, or maybe Sunday. Oh, I don't know. It'll be up this weekend. I don't know. I might put it up Saturday. Is that? You tell me. What's the best? I mean,
Well, how long will we have?
well, you'll have an hour and a half, just like if you were in class. In fact, you could come in here and take it
An hour and a half from when we start,
from when you start.
but if you put it up there. Saturday
Well,
night-
I would say we would want to have it done by Monday evening. End of day Monday.
But do it sometime Monday or before that.
So I think that would be, we'll just leave it open from let's say 8 a.m. to end of day Monday, okay? And then, like I said, you'll have an hour and a half, which would be your normal class time. And make sure you put your answers on that test. If you don't put your answers on the test, in Blackboard, then I won't count it, whether you did the work or not, okay? Jabril? Have to include what, the units? On the test? Or on the Blackboard thing? No, I don't think so. But do include them in your work that you're going to turn in. So yeah, I don't know that you need to put the units on because that might get kind of tricky anyway. Okay, so all I want to see is the number or whatever the answer is, if it's a yes or a no or something like that. But as I remember, I think they're all numbers. But put the number in there. Make sure if there's no number in there, it will be wrong no matter what you do. Okay? Hour and a half. Does that make sense? Everybody okay with that? and then we should be right on track. We're not on track. We're off track already, but I don't care. We're going to get where we get. So, all right. So if you don't have any problems with these problems that we did for homework, you're free to go. But if you want to stick around and help us out.
You'll do any problem that you assigned over Chapter 9?
Yeah, I don't know why not.
The first assignment, I'm saying, like, didn't have to be from just the other night. Right?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, we're just review whatever you guys want to review for Chapter 9. I'm fine with that. Hari Har? I can't hear you.
How can we show our work? We have to bring that solution paper on Wednesday, or we have to email you?
Well, you need to email me. I don't know why you can't email me your results on Monday, so that I can grade it, so you'll have it back on Wednesday. So,
To show the work.
if you can't email me, then I need to have it in my mailbox, and you need to drop it off to the ladies so they can timestamp it Monday. Okay? So if you can't get me the email to show me your work, then it needs to be in my mailbox when I walk in Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock or 7:30. That's when I'll walk in. Okay? So get it done Monday. I think the office closes by 5 on Monday, so if you're planning on doing it that way, no excuses if I don't get that work. Okay?
You said expected to mark it wrong, does it grade it right away as you go?
Yeah, that's how most of the Blackboard stuff does. That's what's kind of nice about a Blackboard test. Once I make up the test and put the answers in, it grades it for me. So, however, this is going to be a case where that won't be the case, will it? I mean, it's kind of hard for you to put, like I said, it could be 100.5 and you might put 100.49 and it shows up as it's supposed to be exactly the right answer, and it's going to mark it wrong.
So you're going to have to go through and look at it.
Yeah, I have to go, and that's normal anyway, isn't it? I go through and look at your work and see what you did. Your number might be just a little bit off on one situation, and it could be a situation where you had one number wrong, and it threw everything off for the whole problem. Okay, I did the other day. I marked a bunch of them wrong when I shouldn't have, so I went back and fixed them. But, so, there again, that's why I figure you need to, if you've got a problem with the way I graded something, I expect you to come and ask me. Absolutely. I don't have any problem with that at all. As a student, that's what I wanted to be able to do. So I think you as a student should be able to do that. And I don't think that when you come up to me, you should be shaking, because you want to ask me a question about your grade. By no means should you do that, unless you're just shaking because you're mad. and I hope we can calm you down if that's the case, because that's not my goal in life, to make you mad by grading your paper what you think is wrong. So by no means do I expect that. Okay? Anything else in general? My hope is that you'll do well on this one. I think we're getting to a point where this is kind of, you plug in some numbers and come up with the right answer. Okay? So just as you saw on some of these problems, it's a little bit different, and sometimes you have to kind of go another step than what we've had to as far as thinking out how am I going to solve the problem. So that's the case. I think that you were talking about 917, Chris.
19.
Was it 19? I was thinking it was 17. But yeah, you have to manipulate some equations, don't you? So, all right. So what, Mark?
For your email, like the Cincinnati State email, can you receive email from that's not Cincinnati State?
It can receive email that's not Cincinnati State, but I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to use your Cincinnati State email address. Unless you're sending it via your phone. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay? And I will verify that I got your email. Okay? Even if I'm in a meeting, I'll still verify that I got your email. I can do that. All right? So If you don't get a verification from me, you probably ought to be sending another one to say, I haven't gotten a verification from you. And then if I have to, I'll say, well, I didn't get your first email. And if that happens twice, then you probably ought to try sending it in another manner. Okay? And I'll try to look Monday afternoon, and if I don't start seeing some emails floating in, then I'll maybe remind you, find out what's going on. Okay? So I don't want it to be said that I haven't tried to do my share of the work to try to teach you statics and strength of materials. Was still uploading videos last night late at night. I couldn't get them to upload in here. I was on the Wi-Fi, and it just yesterday afternoon it wouldn't load.
Yeah, I was like at that when the notification came through at the sign button, I was like, nope.
Yeah, it's crap.
Like 9:15, 9:30.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so questions on problems?